So she had was a second child thing, basically. And it she had was a not him, but had was like a similar to her, but she had like blue skin and her eyes were like kind of like her mother's, but with yellow tin, and she had her father's others is like powers, and the pro, of course they like found him, but that girl's like, it's already too late in for you. I, yeah. As she says, as because they recognize her from that like mall run, and they, you know, they're like, how would you, how, what did you do? As she says, well, I only wanted from Zuko a my own child thing. As they're like, so you mean sex with him or thing? And of course she says, yeah, because they were like, okay, and so she says, well, of course Deku still strapped in the chair, or actually in his still buffed up form. He says, you know, it's not my fault, right? As they say, yeah, we know that it's not your fault, Deku. It's this crazy girl that we saw at the mall a couple days ago. As they're like, yep. As they, of course, all those villains escaped. And so all three of them, including her kids, or including their kids, took him back to his house, or back to the house thing, and all that stuff. And actually, but the next day, or like when he says, well, I sensed something, so I'm gonna go check it out real quick. Don't worry, I'll be back. As he left really fast, and he went in, or he went to the doctor's thing. And if any of you have seen the manga or anime, the doctor that was told like Deku that he was quirkless, was the main villain, or a villain. So he walked in and had a quote unquote talk to his doctor, the one that was All for One's friend thing. Sorry. So he he says, "Well, I knew there's something up with you." As he broke down two, or I think it was one lab above, and then he went to the bottom to find the real doctor. Of course, there was a real doctor thing, and because the fake one was upstairs, it looked like this, kind of like that, but eh? So he says, "Well, you're gonna be in jail." He basically took him to right to jail and told him, or told the prison or police officers to actually, because this is where he had pictures of it. So then he went back to his house. So there was no 9 or the guy with a hand over his face. Spoilers. The Let me tell you, if none of you have seen the anime, or we all have seen the manga, but as anime people like myself has not seen the handyman guy, the one with a hand over his face, getting All for One's quirk. And so that's why I'm like, it's just a warning. So none of that happened. So the all the villains, that the crime rate went from all the way to millions, to trillions, billions, to about 0. And All for One, or like, not All for One, the doctor, hers, like, none of them escaped because of that. And the only person that really knows that it was Deku that showed up thing was none other than, let me pull it up. You know who it is? She's from the manga series of it. And it was, keep scrolling, I think it was, it was when, trying to think. Oh, crud, he's thinking. Run. Her. She was the one that knows that Deku, whose true power is. Because she, in my what if, she was a good girl, or she worked at a prison thing. And so she had no crush on anybody except for Deku. Secretly. So then in my what if, the like after Deku took the doctor in to the police thing and all that stuff, we don't get him. Like we this never happens. And so that's what I will leave it off. Actually, let's go to the future where Deku and his family and his wives were on vacation, like to ocean shores, and came back, and or they all were asking different questions. So, and yeah, it only takes two parts, like 0 and 1. So, and have fun. So, this is the goodbyes to the what if Deku had a destroyed quirk. So, until my memories get back to me, okay? So, have fun, don't die.